All right. Fun year. This year's junior varsity squad for the Lions, Evan, Dave, where you at, Dave? There we go. Ended up finishing with a 32-5 record. So congratulations. That is, I think, the fourth year in a row JV has won 30 games. So congratulations on that. They finished second at the Indy Shootout, and we had 3 starters out. They finished first for Indoor Invitational, first at Crossroads Clash, first in Indiana State. They finished first in one of the club's first Indianapolis Regional Championship. And finished seventh at Nationals. And you're going to think I'm kidding when I tell you this, but for a little better coaching out there, we might have had a better chance. I'm still kicking myself for that. So, anyhow, and I'm not kidding. That Fort Smith team, they were cheating on their 3-2, and there was something I could have done, and I saw it, and I every time they cheat, I'm like, I'm going to make the next one. But for a little better coaching, I think we'd have had a much better finish. But congratulations, guys, you had a fantastic season. So, we've got medals. Will and who else? Joe, you will get your regional and your national medal as well. Here, don't forget that, Will, Joe. Okay, I'm just going to do a quick review of each boy. Josh Estes, are you up here? You up here? Good. Josh helped us out a couple times this year in games, and Josh, I don't know what your plans are next year. I don't know if you know, Josh grew about 6 feet last year. And it's hard to grow into your body like that. And to remain coordinated and play a game is very coordinated, dependent. Josh, I don't know if you're planning on playing next year. I hope you will, because I've got some things in mind for you. I know exactly how to use you. The thing about Josh is, you say, Josh, please do this. Josh goes out and he nods his head and he goes and does it. And Josh was a big help for us. So Josh, thank you very much when you helped us out. So, Josh, when Caleb had his concussion and Riley was hurt, I asked Nick if he would come help us, and Nick did come up in a number of games. It was a real steadying influence on the team, and probably the highest compliment that a coach can give a player is to say you trust him, right? And Nick, I trusted you, and you helped us out when we needed help, and I'm really grateful. You're steady and you're trustworthy. And I really appreciate that. So, Nick, thank you very much. So, all right. Let's go down the list. Matt. Where is Matt at? There's Matt. Matt is a very, very hard worker. Matt knows what to do on the floor at all times. Matt gives you 100% effort all the time. And he went with us to Nationals. I'm very grateful that he was out there at Nationals, because we need to have those boys with us on the team. Matt, actually, you'll find this interesting. I think during the course of the year we had 7 disqualifications for fouling out. Matt fouled out in the game. Where's his dad? Where's his dad? Where are you at? That's my boy. When he fouled out. So, Matt, if you all have seen the growth and watched Matt grow in basketball over the years, you would appreciate how much he's grown and continues to improve. So, Matt, thank you. Great year. Good job. This might be a little surprising. We have some good shooters on the team. Who do you think has the highest three-point percentage on the team? It's Will, right? Will's only problem is he's too unselfish. In fact, if Will got yelled at in practice, it was because he wasn't shooting. And I'm like, Will, shoot the ball. I trust you to shoot the ball. Very good shooter. This is another young man. Evan talks about a player that used to play at Eastside. And watch that player. He played professional basketball, did he not? Like overseas. And Will reminds us of him, because I can tell you he's going to bloom late. And if Will sticks with it, his shooting, the way he's a gazelle as an athlete, he's going to continue to grow in his basketball game. He's going to be a really good basketball player. He led the team in three-point shooting. So Will, great job. Thank you. Where's Joe at? Joe. Where you at? There you are. Joe, Mr. I will do everything all the time, anytime you ask. You sit him in the game, you say, Joe, I want you to defend that guy, I don't want him to do this, I want you to do this. He does it exactly what you ask him to do, he does it 100% all the time. He's such a delight to have on the team. He's a very hard worker. He's an excellent defender. And his game continues to grow. So, and Joe, don't forget, Joe and Will, you've got a regional and a national now up here as well. So Joe, Russell, way to go. Great job. Ethan is the Energizer Bunny, man. I love you, brother. Another one of these young men. These are the kids that make this club what it is because of their character, because of the way they play the game, and he's so proud of his heart for the game. You ask Ethan to do something, he does it, and brother, he gives you everything he got. It's interesting, when we played at Fort Wayne, there was a really good player, and he was killing us. And I'm calling timeouts, going, stop number 10 from scoring. And Bart goes, you know what you ought to do? You ought to put Ethan on him. And I'm like, no, you're right. And we put Ethan on him, shut him down. And I go, Ethan, don't let him score. And he shut him down. So Ethan is Mr. Effort all the time, great character. He's the kind of player you want in your organization. So Ethan Rollins, thank you very much. Seth McCullough, another young man who doubled his height in 1 year. And I'll tell you what, last year Seth was a really good shooter. And I'll tell you what, when you grow, like he grows, it messes with your shot. And he struggled with it. And there were times when I wanted to do something about it. Sometimes the company I used to work with, they always talk about self-discovery is more effective. And he started to learn how to change his shot. And next year, when he's going to work on it this summer. But I will tell you, of a boy whose game has grown over the course of a year, oh my goodness, Seth, you have, Coach, I think our favorite game was the Northwest Warriors game at home, when the Thornton boy comes down the floor a couple times, and Seth picks his pocket for layups, and we're jumping up and down. We're so excited because to see the growth in his game, and to see and know where he's going to go with his game. The other thing is, I don't know if you weren't, maybe you weren't there, at Nationals we played Memphis. They put him in the first quarter of that Memphis game, at the end of the quarter, and his confidence in his defense and his willingness, he knows he can move his feet and be quick. His defensive confidence is outstanding. He forced a turnover at the end of the quarter. It was a really important play in that game. So, Seth, way to go, young man. I'm really proud of you. Riley, this was a hard year for Riley because he was hurt a lot. And it was frustrating for him. And I would tell you, I was really proud. The last game that your coach and I talked about, how the last game of the year, you could see the old Riley come out. And it was the last game, I'm like, dang, I wish we had another 30 games. I don't think you did, but you didn't want to play another 30, probably. But. Anyhow, he was hurt a lot, and it was really hard. And I tell you what, coming back from a couple of injuries like he did is hard. He stuck with it, he persevered. Athletic, we call it, I don't know if y'all know this, we call him the Condor, because if you try to throw a pass over the top of him, it's going to get stolen. His defense is outstanding, hustles all the time, gives you everything he has, and I just really, he's the kind of guy you need on your team. So Riley, great job this year. Wes is, I'll tell you what, the mid-range game is dying in basketball, and I think there are two boys really in this club who have a mid-range game. And we talk about shooters being zone busters. I tell you what a real zone buster is. It's a guy who can shoot a shot from the free throw line in the middle of the zone. That's what kills the zone, okay? And that young man can do it. He is a zone buster because he can get in the inside of the zone and tear it apart. The thing about Wes, and I love him to death because I'll call a timeout, and the boys will be sitting there, or I'll say something to Wes. Now, if I say it to the rest of the boys, they'd look at me and go, that's dumb, or they'll, Wes will go, yes. And Wes may think it's the dumbest thing I can say, and they'll go, yes, sir, I'll do it. Even if he probably thinks it's dumb, he's the most polite young man. He does what you ask. He's an outstanding athlete. The other thing, I love the way he rebounds. If you ever watch how he rebounds, he grabs that ball with one hand, slaps it up with his other. He's a great rebounder, great athlete. Wes led the team in free throw percentage this year. So, what else? Good job. Good job, Wes. Wes, you shot 87% from the free throw line this year. Hello to the rest of the team. So. All All right, next, 4 more. Aaron Farr. You know, Aaron, you got a reputation around the state now, buddy. So I don't know if you know this or not. He can shoot a little bit, and it's fun when you see him get on a roll and get his confidence, because that, for instance, the regional game against Bluegrass, they were in a zone for about a half a quarter, and that was it, and they lost the game. The thing that probably people don't understand about Aaron, he does 2 things that very few kids in the club do. He helps the helper, which there aren't many people that do that. Number 1, there aren't many people who do that in college basketball. He has an understanding that he plays passing lanes very well in defense. He understands passing lanes, and he knows how to defend them. And that's just an innate trait that comes for some kids. So really good defensively when he's playing the passing lanes, does a great job with it. So Aaron, great shooter, buddy. Now you're a market man next year, so remember that. Aaron, great job. Aaron led the team in scoring this year. He was our leading scorer this year. Graham was right behind him. So, Caleb, where's Caleb at? Down there. All right. Caleb, there are times when I probably should have been charged with endangering a youth for the way I made him break presses. I put a lot of responsibility on his shoulders as a point guard. And the reason I did it is because I trusted him, right? There were times when I stranded him on an island, but I knew he could do it. And the thing that Caleb does is he'll get the team set up, he'll get us in a position to go, and he'll run the plays and get the team set up. And it's so important when you want to run offense to have a point guard you can trust in that. Caleb led the team in assists and steals this year. And he just, like I said, he gets everything set up and gets kids where they need to be. And it's such a, and then again, people didn't press us a lot because they couldn't. So because of Caleb. So Caleb, great job. Thank you very much. Graham's another young man who grew a little bit last year and started coming into his game, and then this year he discovered this thing called the three-point shot. So Graham was actually second on the team in scoring this year. He was second in two-point percentage, and he was second on the team in block shots. Here's what I tell you about, by the way, I didn't even realize you were left-handed. All the time I'm like, man, he does a great job using his left hand, you know? And then Jody goes, he's left-handed. I'm like, oh, okay. Graham is kind of a dual guy. I would tell you, if you watched his game progress, Coach and I talked about the progression of his game over the course of the year, and it got better and better and better. And anytime you challenge Graham, he would step up and do what you asked him to do. So I just saw his game grow, saw him get better and better each game. And towards the end of the year, man, he was really having some big games. He was really, really performing well. So, and Graham was, I don't know what your three-point, you were third on the team in three-point shooting percentage as well. So great job, Graham. Thank you very much. All right, lastly, Stephen. So it is not easy to play with your dad. Especially one who rides you pretty hard. Stephen, if you could have seen him at Nationals, he played like a man at Nationals. I really challenged him. I got him in the regionals. I really did, because I didn't think he was playing up to what he could. And when he went out there at Nationals, he played like a man. He had double-digit rebounds in 4 of the 5 games we played. If you add up his quarters and divide his points and his rebounds by quarters, he actually averaged a double-double this year. He led the team in two-point shooting percentage, rebounding, and blocked shots. And, you know, the thing about Stephen, he's a great communicator on the floor. He knows where he's supposed to be. He knows what he's supposed to do. To have another coach on the floor is a really, really valuable thing. So, Stephen, great job this year. It's fantastic. Thank you very much. National medals. So, we had 4 all-tournament and 1 Christian Character Award winner. Our all-tournament team at Nationals, when they finished 7th, is Graham, Caleb, Stephen, who am I missing, Bart? And Aaron. And then the Christian Character Award goes to Riley, and I'll tell you why. You just watch it, and he was trying so hard, and he was being so patient with himself, and he was being so patient with me when I was being impatient with him. And like I said, to see him persevere, and you know what? It's a great life lesson to learn, how to persevere. To see him persevere through injuries and work at it, and know he was trying to give us everything he could. And to see it all come together in that last game, Coach and I were so pleased to see Riley stick with it, persevere, and that's why Riley got the Christian Character Award. So, and where are you at, Wesley? Wesley, I'll tell you what, he's Super 6 fan of that Nationals team. He started a couple games, he came in, he did everything we ever asked him at Nationals. So, great job, guys. Thank you very much. I'm gonna, before I do our Lions Award, just a word to the coaching staff. Bart and Evan and Dave were invaluable. I can think of many instances. You know, one thing I would tell you about this team, and I'm sincere when I say this, I didn't really coach them this year, and that was a fun part. When we would call timeout, I would say, what's working? And they would feed it back. And I'd say, what do you want to do? And they would feed it back. I didn't really coach this group of young men because they played together so long, they knew what they were doing. And that's the fun part of it, because guys, isn't that how our huddles went? What's working? What do you want to do? What should we change? And they did it, and they executed on the floor, and that's what makes it a lot of fun. But as a coaching staff, to have these three guys there, and, you know, Dave, I think about state, when you're like, man, if we could just throw a 2-3 zone at these guys, when we win the state championship game, like, you're right, we're going to do that if we get a lead, and we did. And Bart, all the time, he'd come up with a suggestion and say, we ought to do this, and we thought about this. To have a great staff, that's how you have success. So thanks to these coaches for everything they did for us. Lions Award, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let their teammates who voted, and they wrote down why they voted for him. I'm going to let you hear their words. He's very encouraging. He encourages everyone. He greets players when they get to practice. He picks the players up. He's always encouraging and helping everyone out. He's humble. He's always trying to learn. He's never sad. 4 players got votes on our team. This young man got the most votes. Couldn't have gone to a better young man, Ethan Rollins. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your 2014-2015 Lions JV State and Regional Champion Team.